Hello everybody and welcome to Irv Goody Field, where tonight it's the Boone County Rebels and the Trinity Shamrocks. I'm Richard Skinner along with Jeff McCullough from jam-packed Irv Goody Field, where tonight it's the Class 4A state semifinals. The 11-1 Boone County Rebels taking on the 13-0 Trinity Shamrocks. Trinity, winners of 40 straight games, a state record coming in. And Jeff McCullough, they've won 2 straight state titles, looking for number 3 this year. In the past 2 seasons, they've knocked this Boone County team out of the playoffs. 24-17 in overtime 2 years ago, 14-10 a year ago. We expect the same kind of close, competitive game tonight.
Well, I expect to be a great game tonight, and that is the key, what you just said. Trinity has beaten Boone County the last 2 years. They beat them here on this field. They beat them down in Louisville. Trinity knows they can beat Boone County. Even though Boone County is a bigger, stronger team, they still have to get over that mental hump in their mind. Can we beat Trinity? And that's going to be one of the big keys today. Can they beat them?
And it's a contrast in styles. Boone County, a very big, powerful team. Their offensive line averages 235. Trinity on the other team, a team based on speed and finesse. Very much a contrast in styles this evening.
Oh, a huge contrast. Boone County tackles at 260, 220, and 210. They are a huge offensive line. Conversely, Trinity has 2 guys on their defense that weigh 200 pounds, so it's going to be a huge, big team in Boone County just trying to ram it down Trinity's throat. The 3 halfbacks for Boone County are awesome. Alford has almost 2,000 yards, 26 touchdowns on the year. The 2 other backs are close to 1,000 apiece, so they have almost 4,000 yards rushing in their halfbacks, and they're just going to take it and try to run it down Trinity's throat. Trinity, on the other hand, plays for the big play. They've got Smith in the backfield as a receiver, actually, who's has 8 touchdowns, 4 of those on receptions, and then 4 kickoff, or 3 kickoff, or 3 punt returns and a kickoff return for a touchdown. So he is a big play guy, and they go for the big play on offense. They're going to sprint out a lot. You're going to try to see him get to the outside and use that speed. On defense, Boone County's going to play smack-mouth defense. They're going to get right on top of you and just try to ram it down your throat. They're a big, huge defensive team. Trinity's going to try to by trying to make them commit and do plays, reverses, outside. They may even throw the ball a little bit more than they have all year to try to negate that huge size advantage that Boone County has.
The winner of this game plays the winner of the Warren Central Louisville Valley game next Saturday at 3:30 p.m. The Boone County fans would obviously love to make that trip down to Cardinal Stadium next Saturday. First of all, though, we got to get a winner out of this one. And coming up next, it's kickoff of Boone County and Louisville Trinity. And there you see it. Putting it on the tee for Louisville Trinity, 49, Ricky Beckman, who also doubles as the fullback. Trinity won the toss, the verge of the second half, thus Boone County will receive here the opening kickoff. The Rebels send a triumvirate back deep, led by the man in the middle, 27, John Alford, who's returned 2 kickoffs for touchdowns on the year. Here we go, we're set for football, the Class 4A semifinals. It'll be Alford from the 3. And Boone County will start offensively from their own 23-yard line as we are before a packed house here tonight at Irv Goody Field. Get a chance to set Boone County offensively. Mike Lay, the quarterback's thrown the ball just 46 times. Matt Haynes, the fullback, has 700 yards rushing. John Alford, Brandon Black, both over 1,000 yards. And they go out of 2 tight ends, set Randy Champa and Ryan King at the tight end positions. First down for Boone County. The inside give is to Haynes, and he takes it across the 30 to near the 33-yard line.
Richard, as we said in the start of the telecast, what Boone County is going to try to do is simply blow them off the ball. They're going to tell them early, hey, we can run the ball on you. And that's what they're going to do on this first drive. The first play goes 9 yards with Haynes, and they're just going to drive right down their throat.
Set the offensive line after this play. 2nd and a yard. Give inside again, and a Boone County first down here on their initial drive of the football game. And again, it's Matt Haynes, the fullback, carrying. There you see the offensive line, and it's a big one. Charlie Carlson weighs in at 221 pounds. Chuck Dickerson, Brad Turney, the guards, 245, 200 respectively. The tackle's huge. Jason Manell, 245. Jim Ferguson, 260 pounds and just a sophomore. First down, Boone County from their own 35-yard line inside of the first minute of action. Alford's first carry of the day. And he's across the 40 to the 41. And Jeff, right off the bat, Boone County's offensive line just moving Trinity right off the football.
Well, once again, it's such a huge size advantage. The biggest defensive lineman for Trinity is their defensive end Cam Minter at 225 pounds, but he's over Jim Ferguson, who's at 6'4", 260, so that's going to be the battle there. Again, 3 running plays right off the bat, and they've gained almost 17 yards rushing. So the Boone Trinity's going to have to come up with something else on defense to try to stop them.
Alford again, and he's tripped up in the backfield. Shooting through that time for Trinity. Todd O'Neill from his defensive end position stops him at the line of scrimmage. Here you see Trinity defensively. Matt Conliff and Ken Mudd, along with Cam Minter, Ben Foose. Minter, the only one of that group over 200 pounds. Set the linebackers in secondary after this, and it's a big play. 3rd down and 4. Inside, a first down for Boone County. And again, well, this time it's the other halfback, the wingback, Brandon Black, who has 1,100 yards rushing on the season, and he picks up Boone County's 2nd first down of the game. There you see the secondaries and linebacker, Val Johnson, O'Neill, who we saw earlier, make the tackle. The best of the bunch, Babby and Rader, both juniors. The secondary, Devian Logan, Sean Freebert, and Lee Harleman. Boone County opens up with 2 first downs from their 47-yard line. They give inside, and nothing much there for Matt Haynes. Inside that time, making the tackle for Trinity, Cam Minter from his defensive tackle position.
What Trinity's doing, they've got 8 guys real close to the line of scrimmage, and what the defensive ends are doing that time, you're going to see Minter as he's going to come down, and Mudd and Conleaf as they're going to pinch in on defense because the cornerbacks are only playing 5 yards off the ball because they have a wishbone on offense. 11 guys right up on the line of scrimmage.
This is Brandon Black with a big hole, and finally still on his feet.
Penalty flag on the play there, Richard.
Flag. Our official tonight is Kurt Duff, and the penalty going against Boone County right here.
Richard, I think what you're going to see, this is Boone County style of ball. They like to just take the ball, line up, and just try to run it over you and say, hey, we're bigger and badder than you are. What Trinity's going to do to counter that is they're just going to put 11 guys up on the line of scrimmage. Boone County, not a great passing team. They're just going to try to run it down their throats. And they're going to take time off the clock. And they've had the ball already. The whole quarter's 9 minutes left here, and they've only had 6 plays, and they've taken up all this time already.
A motion penalty against Boone County moves it back 5 yards. 2nd down and 15 will be upcoming for the Boone County Rebels. And the quarterback for Boone County, Mike Lay, has put the ball up just 46 times all year. As Jeff said, they do not like to pass a lot. Here's Alford, nothing doing in the backfield, shooting through to get him for Trinity that time. Kenny Mudd just shot through and whipped Boone County up front to make the stop.
Kenny Mudd at 6 foot 180. He's a junior. He's going to try to use his quickness. So what Trinity's going to try to do here is they're going to try to do what you're going to hear a lot of stunts. They're going to slant. They're going to try to fill the gaps instead of going man to man against the deep offensive line of Boone County. So you're going to see him shooting a lot of gaps and taking a lot of chances. And that time Ken Mudd picked the right hole and made the stop in the backfield.
John Alford carries it back near the original line of scrimmage before coming up to smack him down. Devian Logan, the free safety, and Boone County forced a punt, and the penalty obviously playing a big part in that.
Again, the same situation. Most teams would pass, but here they do the flip to Alford. You see him, he goes off the left side, but Trinity's right there to stuff it out.
And the man to watch here back deep, 48, Leon Smith, who has returned on the season. 3 punts for touchdowns, and Boone County will try to kick away from him. That's 48, Leon Smith. He'll be at the top of your screen on the punt. Kicking it away for Boone County was Doug Schuster. Taken back there by Devian Logan. Logan to the sideline, a penalty marker down. They're going to roll him out of bounds anyway, and there's also a penalty marker down in the area of clipping. So Boone County did what it wanted. Doug Schuster's punt going away from dangerous Leon Smith, and the Rebels get a break also in probably a clipping penalty coming up right here against the Shamrocks. And that's exactly what it is. Our official Kurt Duff signaling the clipping penalty. And so Trinity will start out on his first.
All right, it'll be there about 1st and 10 now. The distance, we're at the 24, we're going to the 20.
Going to the 12?
That's correct.
Going to the 12, right?
That's correct.
So Boone County has Trinity backed up at the 10-yard line, where it'll be first down and 10, the Shamrocks' first play of the game. 7:40 to go here in the first quarter, no score. We'll set the Trinity offense after their initial play.
Trinity has a unbalanced line and also a receiver out to the right side, Richard.
They go inside to the tailback, Roberts, and Boone County shuts him down after a gain of about 2 yards.
Once again, Trinity, an unbalanced line. What we mean is they simply take one of their guards, put him on the other side, and they try to overload one side, and that's what you're going to try to see him do, to try to manipulate this big Boone County defense.
The men to watch after that offense is Craig DeCensi, the quarterback. Roberts, the tailback, he has 1,000 yards, and the man we talked about, Leon Smith, is listed as a tight end, but he's actually a flanker or a split end. DeCensi will keep it. And Craig DeCensi shows his running abilities. He takes it out to the 32-yard line, and Jeff, he's a runner and a thrower. He's run for over 500 yards on the season. That's where he comes in as a threat.
Right, DeCensi that time, he just took the ball around the outside, as you see there, and he's got two blockers in front of him. His halfbacks lead the way, and he has a nice pickup down the left sideline, and that got him out of a hole. They're all the way out now to the 31-yard line. Boone County's going to have to spread out a little bit. They were really bunched up on defense, 11 guys real close to the football, and that time it hurt him as he railed off a 20-yard run right there. DeCensi, watch him running out of the backfield with the offensive backs in front of him.
And you see the offensive line, Dean and Padden, the tackles, the only two in that group over 200 pounds. Toss to Smith this time, and he stood up. Coming up for Boone County to make the tackle, Bryson Warner, the linebacker, there to get Smith. And Leon Smith, who is pretty much a do-everything man for this Trinity football team. That time they use him in a running back position at the tailback spot. Here's again, Jeff.
Bryson Warner, you see him come up, and he has a nice stop right there. He's helped out by a couple other defenders, but he's just a junior at 6 foot 220, and he's a tough one.
They'll give Smith a gain of 2 on the play, brings up second down and 8. Inside reverse to Smith, and Boone County read it perfectly. Again, Bryson Warner getting some help on the play, also from Tim Young, the end.
We've seen that play a couple of times, Richard, on some of our college telecasts. What you do is you have the wing back there, the split end, and he's in a wing position. You trap on the inside. You try to break him on a little inside trap play. And there you see the Boone County defense, Thomas, Dawson, Young, and McKinney, the up front kids.
And the Boone County defense has given up just 68 points all year, has shut out 5 opponents, and in their 2 playoff games has allowed just 3 points. DeCensi, nothing doing, he goes down. Give credit on the sack that time for Boone County to Scott Wallace.
You see there, he sprints out, he plays off the block great, and Wallace comes in and makes the nice stop right there.
Correct me, that was Jeff Lindeman of that linebacking core. Here's Beckman in to kick it away. Backing up, a great kick. Boone County letting it go was Les Finn. And it'll be downed on the 20-yard line, and Finn came dangerously close, Jeff, to touching that football.
Yeah, I think he tried to catch it over his shoulder, and look from here as he missed it. But if I was Trinity, I'd have jumped on the ball or picked it up and pretend like I was going to run it and see if the referee saw it, because he looked like he tried to catch that football. And again, if he touches it, it's Trinity's ball, but he evidently did not. But boy, that was a nice play by Lindeman on the last play of Trinity, but a booming punt, and they're backed up to their 20-yard line is Boone County.
Well, Beckman, the punter, came in averaging almost 41 yards a kick, which is phenomenal for a high school punter. Second possession for Boone County. And it's Brandon Black, stopped short of the 25-yard line, coming up to make the stop, Cam Minner.
The play that Boone County's using here, and you're going to see it a lot tonight, Richard, is quarterback Lay will turn around and hand off to either Alfred or Black, and Haynes and the other fullback will lead the way through the line. You're going to have 2 runners in front of him. We call that a power 24 if it's going off to the 4 hole, which that one was. And you're going to see that a lot tonight with Alfred and Haynes leading Black through the hole.
And nothing doing on that carry for Lay, the quarterback. He tried a keeper.
Looked like Lay on that play was going to try to get outside, but Ken Mudd there botched it up. He was trying to make the fake in the interior line, and as he gets outside, right there, coming up and making a nice stop is Kenny Mudd. 6 foot 180 tackle from Trinity.
I'm not sure if he wasn't trying to throw there, Jeff, and just never got back to set up.
Right. Mudd was
up
right on top of him.
Another long third down for Boone County. They had one of their last possession and couldn't convert. Black ran into his own man, and he's ridden down far short of the first down. Coming up for Trinity that time, Carl Snyder. So Boone County forced a punt, 3 downs and out, and the Trinity defense that we talked about far outweighed, but they're showing with that quickness that they rely on so heavily is really coming to the fore right now.
Right, Richard. First down is going to be a big key in this game because on the first down play, the last 2 series, Boone County's been stopped. He's been forced in second and third and long, and they're just not that type of an offense to make up the difference.
Doug Schuster, who also doubles as a defensive back again into punt. He'll try to keep it away from 48 Leon Smith, but will have no such luck right here. Look out, Leon Smith! Stopped short by Doug Schuster, who saves a touchdown at the 1-yard line. And there we talked about him coming in, Jeff. He's returned 3 punts for touchdown, and he sets up a big Trinity opportunity right here.
Well, at about the 45-yard line is where he made his cut back to the middle of the field. The picket line was set up, but when he cut back to the middle of the field, it was Schuster and Smith in a foot race. Smith gave him a nice juke at about the 15, and then he kind of stumbled inside the 5 and ended up going down at about the 3 with Schuster pushing him down. But a great return by their big play man.
Give inside, a touchdown for Trinity. As carrying it in, Jamie Roberts, his 12th touchdown on the year.
Talking to some of the Trinity people before the game, they said Leon Smith is going to play major college football next year. Howard Schnellenberger likes him. There's a lot of other teams courted Leon Smith, and you saw why. He's a little small, 5'11", 164 pounds. But when you can return punts like that, you're going to play somewhere next year.
Ricky Beckman, who has a lot of duties for Trinity. He's the fullback, the punter, and also handles the extra point duties. 33 out of 37 in the year in that department. And he nails that one right through, and with 2:27 to go here in the first quarter of play, the Trinity Shamrocks, looking for their 41st straight win, their 3rd straight tip to the state finals, take a 7-0 lead on Boone County, Jeff. And we talked about Leon Smith, we talked about him as a return man, and he showed us exactly why there's a lot of major colleges interested in him.
Well, he's really quick. He's a little small. He's only 5'11", 164 pounds, but he'll lift a lot of weights before he goes to college, and he'll probably bulk up to 170, 175-pound range. But, you know, Trinity coming in as the 5th-ranked team in the USA Today. Dave Crantrell's ratings, though, has Boone County as a 6-point favorite. But like we said, the first down is going to be the key here for Boone County. They don't throw the ball. The last 2 series, they were forced to 2nd and 3rd and long situations. They just don't throw the ball well. So first down is going to be a big key for them.
So Ricky Beckman will tee it up and kick it away. And now Boone County really at least has to come back right here and establish something offensively. Maybe not get points, but I think it's really important early in this game, Jeff, for them not to get out of it too quickly.
Right, we talked about the big play in the pregame, and that's exactly what happens with Leon Smith first time he touches the ball.
Beckman, interestingly, just takes one step and just flat crushes it into the end zone, and Boone County going to opt not to bring it out. Matt Haynes just decides to take a knee, and boy, Beckman's got a Class A leg.
Right, once again, in high school, if the ball's kicked in the end zone, you can't take it out, so it's going to be at the 20-yard line, and that really helps a lot when you got a kicker that can kick the ball like that, because they have some good return men back there who can carry the ball, and they're going to have to start to 20.
Well, Boone County opened up the football game moving very well on the ground, picked up 2 first downs very quickly. A penalty really shut that drive down, and in their last series, they went 3 downs and out and was forced to punt it. Of course, Smith brought it back and set up the Trinity touchdown. Alford, nothing doing, and Trinity defensively just all over him. Brian Rader, the linebacker we talked about, those 2 inside linebackers, Babby and Rader, both just juniors, but again, talking to the Trinity people, they think that both of those kids can be Class A linebackers here soon.
Right, Rader, you see there, he calls the defensive signals. He made a nice play there. He slid down the line of scrimmage and came across and made the stop in the backfield, only a 1-yard gain. Again, first down has been a troublesome down for Boone County. It's 2nd and long. And that was Brandon Black, lost his mouthpiece. He has to go back and grab it, put it back in before this play.
He dropped it again, and now he's got it back.
Now this is football. You have a little mud on it, grass, stick it in your mouth. He doesn't care.
Tastes better that way. Here's Haynes, the fullback. Matt Haynes all the way to the 35-yard line before Devian Logan shut him down.
Haynes, a big kid. He's limping off the field at 6'1", 195 pounds. He's just a junior. 720 yards this year, 10 touchdowns. He breaks through there. A nice run. Devian White had to come up, or Devian Logan, I'm sorry, to make the stop to save what could have been a longer game.
Boy, Alford found a brick wall and shut down after a loss of about 2 yards. Again, the linebacker Brian Rader and Cam Minner, who we've talked a lot about here early in the game, they're just knock him down.
Well, you have to know that Trinity's keen on John Alford every time he touches the ball. And what's happening is Rader, as you see there, Rader and Minter are just simply flying to the football when it touches his hands, and that's exactly what they did there. Alford started to his right, and they were already over there before he got the handoff.
Nothing doing for Brandon Black, and this time coming up, Joe Babby from the inside linebacker position. Well, Boone County is right now finding the running room tough to go from their halfbacks. It's been really the fullback Haynes who has gained the most yardage, Jeff, off those quick openers.
Right, and once again, the tailbacks have got a lot of yardage. You know Trinity's going to be keen on him, so the fullback's been effective. Keep using him until they stop it.
And right here on a third down play, it's a passing situation for Boone County. Lay. Still on his feet, but he'll be stopped shy of the first down. Again, Devian Logan coming up from the free safety spot. Sean Freebert also from the secondary to stop Lay short of a first down. And the Trinity folks want a timeout. Jeff, there is a heavy wind down there. What they want Boone County to do with that timeout, I think, is punt into the wind right here.
Right, you saw the Trinity punter, and he punted a whale of a kick, about a 60, 55-yard punt. And they want Boone County to have to kick into that stiff wind blowing, and you saw the timeout there on the field. It's 7-0. There's 19 seconds left here in the first quarter, and it's 4th down at 3. I think Boone County, again, they may be trying to think a little bit too much. You just run it right down their throat. That's what got you here. Now they try to run a couple trap plays and stuff. But again, against the stunning, slanting type of defense, you're just going to have to run the ball straight ahead at them.
Well, you saw right there one of the reasons probably that the Trinity has won 40 straight football games is their coaching staff. You know, that's a
Always
situation where they were thinking all the way, if you stop them, let's get a timeout and make them kick into the wind. And that's just a flat, smart move. And the two punts we've seen out of Boone County's punter, Doug Schuster, have been decent punts. But, of course, when you've got a return man back there like Leon Smith, a lot of those decent punts can turn into long returns. And this time they flip-flop Smith and Logan. It had been Smith to the top for the most part. Now he's back fairly deep, awaiting the punt of Doug Schuster. Schuster gets away a nice kick, and he kicks it away from Smith, and it'll be down at the 21-yard line. So Schuster comes through with a pretty clutch punt right there with 10 seconds to go here in the first quarter of play.
That's exactly what you want to do in that situation. You try to kick it away from the threat, and of course Smith is a threat, so they kicked it away from him. They got it to go out of bounds at the 21-yard line, so no harm.
Well, the Trinity offense hasn't done a whole lot. They just had to go 1 yard on their last drive to score the touchdown set up by Smith's punt return. And now starting at their own 20-yard line on what should be the last play of the first quarter. DeCenzi. Close to going over the line of scrimmage, and it's intended for Smith and broken up. The Trinity folks wanted a penalty marker there, but nothing doing, said the officials.
Troy Sturdivant made a nice play there. I think what he did is he went in front of the receiver, and he may have tipped the football, but that was a nice play by Troy Sturdivant. He's got 3 interceptions.
And that should be the last play of this first quarter as time has run out.
Right, time has expired on the clock, and now the officials call the end of the quarter.
I don't know if the guys in the truck can rack that play back or not, but it looked like DeCenzi was across the line of scrimmage when he threw the football, Jeff. The line of scrimmage was the 21-yard line. It looked like he was at about the 22 or 23 before he threw it.
It was awful close, but Once again, it was a nice play by Troy Sturdivant there in the defensive backfield, outside linebacker. Again, their linebackers are very active. Sturdivant has 3 interceptions, Warner has 3 interceptions, and Jeff Linderman has 5 interceptions. So the linebackers for Boone County are pretty active in pass defense.
So we're getting ready to start the second quarter of play. When we resume action, Trinity will have it 2nd and 10 from their own 20-yard line. And I'm not sure if DeCenzi sure didn't get away with one right there. All right, so here we go. Ready to start the second period with Trinity on top 7-0. And Jeff, the Boone County defense has really done a good job on Trinity thus far.
Right, one big punt return. And as we said, finesse versus power, and finesse won out in the first quarter. It's 7-0 Trinity.
DeCenzi keeps on the option and not fooled at all on that play for Boone County. Bryson Warner, the linebacker.
Warner at 6 foot, 220 pounds, is a force inside, number 46, and we're going to be calling him quite a lot today.
Give DeCenzi a gain of about 3 yards, brings up 3rd down and 7 right here. Out of the shotgun. Quarterback draw for DeCenzi, and he's going to be stopped short of the first down. Bryson Warner, and also in on the stop for Boone County that time, Jeff Lindeman. Interesting call. They go out of the shotgun, Jeff, and just a straight quarterback draw.
Well, again, he may have seen something there, but again, none of the receivers were going out. I think it was a straight called play.
So it brings up 4th down, and for the second time in the football game, Ricky Beckman will have to punt. We saw him hammer 2 nice kicks back in the first quarter with the wind. I'm not sure if wind is a factor with this guy. He averages 41 yards a kick coming in. And gets away another nice one. Moses Moore is dropped in his tracks at the 36-yard line, but pretty good field position for Boone County here with 10:42 to go in the first half.
Once again, Richard, I don't like to hamper 1 point, but here, first down, once again, there you see the replay. Moore didn't get too much, but first down is going to be the key for Boone County. They don't throw the ball well, and we'll see what they can do here on first down. They've got to make some positive yardage. Now, 3 series in a row they've had to punt, and on first down they've been stopped with negative yardage.
Matt Haynes, who we saw hobble off in the last series, is back in at fullback for Boone County. This is Alford, though. And John Alford carries near a first down across the 45 to the 46-yard line.
You know, Alford looks a lot bigger than 6 foot, 180 pounds in his pad. You see he runs well in there, picks and chooses his way through the line. Big hole in there, and he's not hit till he gets to the secondary, and he picks up about 7 to 8 yards. And that's a big play. They're going to give him, it's going to be close to a first down. But once again, first down has been the key for Boone County all year. If they can stay out of the 2nd and 3rd and long situations, they usually do pretty well.
Yeah, they're your typical ground-oriented team. When they get in those 3rd and longs, that's not the time that they really want to pass. They want to pass in really running situations. First down in a situation like this right here, 2nd and short, where you can do a little play faking and try to just go for the home run. And the home run man for Boone County is Jimmy Black, number 19. He's caught 15 passes on the year for 318 yards. That's over 20 yards of reception. So he is the big play man offensively. Not in here right now. Boone County opts for the 2 tight end set on 2nd and short.
Also has 3 touchdowns, does Jimmy Black.
And Lay just quarterback sneaks it. He's going to have enough for the first down. So Boone County gets its 4th first down of the football game right there on Mike Lay's quarterback sneak. Well, if nothing else, Boone County at least keeps the ball for a couple of more plays here, Jeff, and they need to get some confidence going right now. They've been beaten the last 2 years at this level by Trinity, as we talked about in the pregame, and that stuff starts playing on your mind the later you go in a football game. Alford, nothing doing, coming up to shut him down, Cam Minner, and he's made some big plays. Correct me, make that the linebacker coming up, Todd O'Neill.
Linebacker Joe Babby had to come out of the game. There's something wrong with his helmet. So he's out, and they've got a fresh linebacker in for him.
Brandon Black tried to get outside, but he couldn't turn the corner. Making the stop, Sean Freebert, along with Brian Rader.
Into Trinity territory, though, at the 49-yard line, just inside the 50.
First time Boone County has been in Trinity territory in the football game, and it comes with almost 9 minutes to go here in the first half. It took Boone County a while to cross over into Shamrock territory. And we talk about the Boone County defense being stingy. The Shamrock defense isn't any slouch. They've only given up 85 points all year and have shut out 3 opponents. Alford can't get to the outside, and really the play made outside that time by Val Johnson. He really strung that play out from his defensive end spot. Didn't make the tackle, but he really forced Alford to try to cut it back inside. Here it is, Jeff.
There you see, and that's exactly what you're supposed to do when they go outside. You keep stringing it out and make them turn it in. And Alford tried to pick his hole, and there wasn't one out there. And Val Johnson came up and made a nice stop.
So Boone County forced to kick it away right here with the wind. This time for Doug Schuster. Got it off the side of his foot. Devian Logan going to let it bounce, and it's going to roll out of bounds at the 13-yard line. So not a pretty kick that time for Schuster, but a good end result as it goes out at the 14-yard line. 8:11 to go here in the first half of play, and Trinity leads it 7-0, but really that 7 points courtesy of Leon Smith's punt return. And again, the Boone County defense has played good football up to now. This is Jamie Robertson. He was stood up at the line of scrimmage.
Bryson Warner again got in there. It was a little inside counter play that time. A little stutter step by the halfback. He came up through the hole. But right there, number 46, Bryson Warner. And he's been calling his name quite a bit tonight. That's about his 5th tackle already, and we're still in the first half. But that's what your inside linebackers are supposed to do.
Jeff, Trinity's showing us a lot of sets. They've gone out of a wing offense. They've sent receivers wide. That time they split the running backs. And this time they're coming out in the wishbone.
And they still have a wide receiver in the game, too.
This is Leon Smith. Can't get outside. Coming up, Doug Schuster makes the tackle for Boone County.
There's a penalty flag on the play, Richard. But again, that was a great inside-out pursuit. And that's what you're supposed to do on defense. And that was really nice, as you see.
Holding the call, as you see right there. Here it is again. Watch Schuster come flying up.
Tries to get outside. Schuster comes out in a nice tackle. But again, you got to go inside out on that type of play for pursuit. And Schuster at 5'7", 165 is quick enough to get out there and make the stop.
Be interesting to see here, Jeff, if Boone County opts to take it. The play lost 2 yards. It would be about 3rd and 10 or about 2nd out. Here's the officials. Well, thought we'd hear it, but right now talking to the Boone County Captains, I would think they might turn this down and force Trinity to throw on 3rd and 10.
Right. Once again, they have Boone County, is such an active secondary and linebacker core in passing situations. I'd go ahead and decline this and make them throw the football. Moses Moore, of course, leads the defense with 7 interceptions, but Les Spinn and Jeff Lindeman have 5 apiece.
Well, Boone County opts to take it. It moves it back inside the 10 at the 8, where it will be 2nd and 17 yards to go. Jamie Roberts gets to maybe the 10-yard line. And a host of Boone County Rebels there to make the stop.
Warner made the first hit up on the hole. He slid right off of him and got outside, but great pursuit. Jake McKinney was up in there. A lot of blue on that play, and it only picked up 2 yards. And now it's going to be 3rd down and 15 anyway, so Trinity probably put it up in the air here.
See if they go out of the shotgun. They will not. They went out of it in their last passing situation. Nope, it's going to be a quick kick by Ricky Beckman. Hustling back to get it is Moses Moore. He's going to pick it up at the 50-yard line.
He's got some blockers in front of him.
And Moses Moore with a really heads-up play, Jeff, to run back and get that football.
Right, nice tackle by Jimmy Roberts, though. Jimmy Roberts, the running back, quickly downfield. I tell you what, if he didn't make that stop, Moses could have gone a lot further than that. But Moses Moore was able to pick up about 11 yards on that return. But Roberts, again, quickly down the field to make the stop.
See it again. There's Moore at the end of the play, and he really had to hustle back.
There's a lot of green out there, but right there, one guy saves the day, and that's Jimmy Roberts standing there for Trinity.
Great field position for Boone County at the Trinity 45-yard line. 6:25 to go here in the first half. Brandon Black chugs near the 40-yard line before he's pulled back by Brian Rader.
Straight drive play right over Brad Turney and Jim Ferguson. 260 pounds, and they move the Trinity defensive line, and he picks up about 4.5 on that play. And it's going to be second and about 6.
Second back is Brandon Black, and not much there for him that time. Really the initial hit made by Joe Babby.
You know, they call the Trinity defense a 4-4, but now it's actually about a 6-2. They are playing 3 defensive backs that play straight 3 deep in the secondary, and they have 8 guys within 3 yards of the line of scrimmage, and that's tough to run inside. What you've got to do is try to simply overpower somebody or try to get a trap play. But if they break the line of scrimmage, you're going to see some long runs by Boone County.
Now, we've yet to see Boone County put a pass up in the football game.
You can see right there, 6 guys on the line of scrimmage and 2 linebackers, really almost an 8-man line.
Alford on the counter, and he stopped way short of the first down. And again, it's Brian Rader who's been everywhere defensively for Trinity so far.
Brian Rader, a very active linebacker, and again, he's a player that looks a little bit bigger than what he's listed as, too. 6'1", 200 pounds. He looks a little bit larger than that out there. You see number 30 in your picture. But Rader and Babby have been very active out there on defense, and Boone's going to be forced to punt from the 40-yard line at Trinity.
Doug Schuster put a punt down at the 15-yard line the last time when he kicked from about the 45. Devian Logan going to catch it at the 2-yard line, and he falls right down. Not the smartest of plays by Devian Logan to go back and catch that football, Jeff. And as a former punt returner, tell folks the rule.
Well, you hear it on every level, high school, college, and pro. Do not catch the ball inside the 10-yard line. What you do is you line up on the 10-yard line. If the ball goes over your head, you simply fake like you're going to catch it and hope the defense runs to you. In that case, he almost had a safety because he actually fell down at about the 2-yard line. If he'd have caught the ball and slipped into the end zone, that would have been a safety, but you do not catch the ball inside the 10-yard line. That's a big mistake there.
Well, here's a time maybe for Boone County to start using some timeouts. The clock's moving, 4:39 to go. And if Trinity has to punt from down here, they'll be kicking into the wind. They just try to wedge it out with DeCensi on the sneak.
Boone County has 3 timeouts left, and you're right, they should be using them now because the clock is running now. Be about 4 minutes when this play starts, and that's, again, they have a little stiff breeze into Trinity's face from this position. Boone County's defense has been tough, and they haven't had any breaks.
They'll send a couple of receivers into the game. Steve Sweet checks in, also hustling in Nick Pfeiffer, a tight end. DeCensi, and he comes up to a couple of yards short of a first down, wedges it out to the 10-yard line. DeCensi, the second leading rusher coming into the football game. He rushed for 543 yards and 11 touchdowns on the season. But in this situation, Jeff, he's just trying to get him out of the shadow of the goalpost and give him some punting room.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, in that situation, Nick Pfeiffer came in. He's listed as a tight end, but he was playing split out to the right and had single coverage on him, and he is a big, big kid. They throw the ball out to him, he can make some yards out there.
It'll be 3rd down and 3 coming up right here. DeCensi on the option. Now deals it to the outside, a first down and more. As Leon Smith took the pitch from DeCensi, and that's how you draw it up on the blackboard right there. He took it down the line the whole way. Get a chance to maybe see it again, and DeCensi showing some good faith.
You know, I'm not sure if he could have got more yardage keeping the ball that time because it looked like the defense was trying to overplay the pitch man that time, and if he'd have cut it up, he may have had a couple more yards on the inside himself. But he still got the first down.
Out at the 20 now, 2:55 to go. Jamie Roberts stacked up after a gain of about a yard. Well, as we've talked about, Jeff, the size differential of the two football teams is, as we've watched Trinity in this game, any yardage they've got has been on the outside. But really, they haven't been able to run the ball between the tackles.
Right. Once again, what they do is they'll take John Philbin and Steve Freeman, and 165-pound, 175-pound guards, and they try to do like the Bengals used to do. Take Max Montoya and lead the sweeps, and they try to get the guys outside and utilize their quickness.
DeCensi on a keeper. Slipped down after a gain of about a yard, and we've seen some players lose their footing. It's a little wet out there. Of course, had some heavy rains yesterday, and it's still showing some effects. Here it is again.
Right, it was a naked bootleg to the outside, but Jake McKinney got up very quick from his defensive end position and came across the line, and DeCensi had to make a quick cut up front. And now Boone County finally uses a timeout. It's 3rd and about 8, and there's 2:10 left in the game. So this is a big play here. 3rd down and 8 for the Trinity offense. Again, DeCensi has thrown for 952 yards. He's thrown 8 touchdowns. Only 1 interception on the year. The guys he likes to throw to, look for Leon Smith. Again, we talked about him in the pregame. He has 32 catches, 565 yards, and 4 touchdowns. And we've already seen what Leon Smith could do in the open field on a punt return that he took back for a 74-yard return. He was pushed out of bounds at the 2-yard line. So Leon Smith, look for him to try to get the ball on the outside from Craig DeCensi.
Now, Jeff, is this a situation maybe where Trinity throws it deep, and if it's intercepted, it's the same thing as a punt? Or do you wedge it out, and you've got a great kicker in Beckman, we've seen that already, and just let him boot it out of there?
No, I try for the first down here. I mean, you've got a receiver in Smith who's a Division I college prospect. You've got a quarterback who can throw the football. He's thrown for almost 1,000 yards, so you just try to get the first down here. There's, no sense in trying to throw it deep because there's plenty of time left in the second quarter here.
Maybe roll DeCensi out and give him that run-pass option. We've seen how dangerous he can be running the football. 3rd down and 7. DeCensi dumps it off. It's going to be short of the first down. He hit Jamie Roberts. Well, it's going to depend on the mark. I thought he was going to be a yard short. No, wait a minute. They're going to rule.
He may have been out of bounds.
Out of bounds on the reception.
Roberts got up high for the ball, and it was a great catch, and he pulled it in very well. But again, I think he came down and he was out of bounds. His first step was out of bounds. His second foot was inbounds. I think that's what they called on that. So they're going to have to punt in 2 minutes and 5 seconds. That play took only 5 seconds, and it's an incomplete pass, so the clock stops.
Les Finn goes back, number 11, along with number 5, Moses Moore. Finn to the bottom of the screen, Moore to the top. And Ricky Beckman, who's done a great job punting the football, does the honors. Another nice kick. Moore from the 40. Not much there. Good coverage from Trinity. But Boone County, with 1:55 to go, has it at their own 45 and 2 timeouts. But, Jeff, we still haven't seen the quarterback, Mike Lay, put the ball up yet.
Right, and the thing is, Boone County has had some great field position here the whole second quarter. They've gotten the ball the last 2 times on the plus side of the 40-yard line. Now they have it at the 45-yard line, only 55 yards from the goal, and there's 1:55 left. Let's see how many plays they get off. It's a slow team because, again, they run the wishbone. And it's really frustrating to see a team that can't really utilize the pass effectively because the clock now is running. They're going to get this play off now. It's going to be about 1:40 when they get the play off. It was 2:05 when that last play started.
They're going to run it inside to Matt Haynes, and he's going to do well just to get to the line of scrimmage, submarining Matt Conliff to make the tackle. And now Boone County will take a timeout. Interesting to run that play and then take a timeout.
Sure, Richard. You see so many teams in high school football and even college football who live and die by one thing. It's either, and you hear it so much now, the run and shoot. It's so great of a passing game. You go up and down the field, but you can't control the clock. Well, it's just the opposite here. The type of game that Boone County plays is a ground control, ground-oriented offense. You see Haynes there. He gets stopped for no gain. But it utilizes the clock. They run so much time off the clock, they can't get the quick plays in there. They can't throw the ball very well, so they just have to try to hammer it down your throat. Inside of 2 minutes, it just takes too long to simply run the ball down the field. You got to be able to put the ball up. You've seen teams like the Oklahomas and Nebraskas who used to just run the ball down people's throats. Now they have quarterbacks that throw for 1,500 yards a year, and their running backs still run the ball very well.
Yeah, you talk about a team like Colorado, which last year was almost exclusively a ground team. Bill McCartney wanted to go to throwing the ball, and they've diversified. And basically, they're a better offensive football team.
Darian Hagan has adapted well. I don't think that there's any reason why Boone County couldn't do it because you've got some great players. Just try even swing passes or screen passes to your running backs. They're great running backs if you get them in the open field. See what they can do.
2nd and 10. It's going to be a pass from Brandon Black. He's looking for Jimmy Black, and he's got it at the 25-yard line. Nope, incomplete, they rule it.
It's a nice, very nice hit coming over to make that stop. Number 42 for Trinity on the defense, and he came across and he really smacked him. Watch it again here. Black throws a bullet down the left sideline and coming across to make the stop. Nice hit on that play.
Well, Devian Logan 12 and Doug Nethery 42.
Nethery,
yeah.
boy, he really came. He wasn't on my depth chart, but Nethery came across and really made a nice play to separate Black from the ball.
Well, Brandon Black at the halfback spot has thrown the ball 8 times this year, so that's not a surprise that he'll put it up, and he threw a pretty doggone good pass. Now this time it's Alford. Makes a great cut, and he's going to come up just short of the first down. The clock continues to run, 1:10 to go, and I would think Boone County might think about going for this one.
Yeah, you know, the only thing I see wrong with Alfred is, and it may be because of the turf, you talked about it, it takes him a long time to make a cut up the field. Watch here, he's going this way, he's going off to his left, and he wants to cut back to his right. See how he has to slow down to make the cut? Great running backs can make that cut without slowing down, and that's the difference between a Division I college prospect and somebody that may play at a smaller school.
4th down, and we'll call it a yard. A snap, fumble, but Lay picks it up and has more than enough for the first down. A busted play that turns into a positive for Boone County. But now the clock stops with 37 seconds to go to move the chains.
37 seconds left here, Richard, and Boone County has only moved 14 yards in 4 plays.
See it again in a strange play. Lay just fumbles a snap, and everybody for Trinity stood around wondering where the football was.
But once again, they've taken a minute and 40 seconds. They're not even going to get this play off. Now they have to call a timeout. So the clock goes down to 31 seconds. So they wasted 6 seconds there that they could have had. Now there's 31 seconds left in the first half.
And they're out of timeouts.
They're out of timeouts. They've used all 3. They've only moved 14 yards in 4 plays. And that's the problem you have with a running ball control offense.
And again, the quarterback, Mike Lay, just a little guy, 5'9". He's put the football up just 46 times all season long. And we saw when it looked like they wanted to go to a big play, they're going to toss it back to Brandon Black and let him throw the halfback option.
But I'll tell you what, Black really fired that ball. He really impressed me with that arm. That ball was thrown about 40 yards, and it was right on target. Hit Black perfectly.
So 31 seconds left in a very quick-moving first half before a capacity crowd here. And you can see the people on the far side just lined up all around.
They're lined up 3 deep around they ran 3 deep around the track and behind the Boone County sideline.
Jeff, I'll tell you, I showed up 2 hours or so before kickoff, and it was already a packed house then, and people just kept filing in, and it's unbelievable the amount of people here for this game. And the winner of this one, of course, moves on next week to meet the winner of Warren Central and Louisville Valley at Cardinal Stadium next Saturday. There you see the throngs that have turned out for this one.
Richard, it's 1st and 10, and they're right at the 40-yard line, and there's 31 seconds to go. So it's interesting to see what they're going to do. If they're going to come in with again, they got the full house backfield. Now they're going to split out the fullback.
Boone County lines up Troy Sturdivant on a wing, and now the officials step in.
Too much time. Delay a game against Boone County.
And not to be overly critical, but to come out of a timeout and then have a delay a game is kind of amazing.
How can you do that right out of a timeout? I mean, it's I don't know. Boone County coaches are on the field.
Let's go. I don't think the Boone County coaching staff was too happy that was a delay a game. Now Sturdivant will check out, and we'll send Brandon Black as a flanker out to the bottom of the screen. You see the Boone County sideline. Lay, first pass attempt of the day, and he's going to set a screen up, and it's dropped. Tried to hit Jimmy Black with the screen, and he just dropped the football at about the 49-yard line. He had a few blockers out in front of him.
Hit him right in the chest, but again, ball was zipped over there, and that's the kind of play you want to just kind of charm it over there. You want to throw a nice soft pass, and now there's 26 seconds left, and now it's 2nd down and 15 from just outside the 45-yard line at Trinity. But once again, Boone County has been here before. They haven't got anything on the board. Again, Black is in the game, and he's going to go wide to the right.
Actually, they're going to line him up on a wing. You can see him right there at the bottom of your screen. Alford looking to get out of bounds. Does so at the 37-yard line, about 6 or 7 yards short of the first down, but he did the proper thing, getting out of bounds and stopping the clock with 20 seconds to go here in the first half.
Yeah, Alfred broke through the line of scrimmage. He cut out to his left, and again, as you see it there, he follows his block through the hole. Nice block there, and then he just gets outside and he steps out of bounds. Picked up about 7 or 8 yards, and it's going to set up a 3rd down and 7 situation. Now they're at the 37-yard line at Trinity, and only 20 seconds left here in the first half.
Again, Black lines up on a wing. Lay, pressure coming. He got away from it, and then it should be intentional grounding. But no flag goes down. Now it does. A late flag from the official. Great pressure applied by Doug Nethery. He came flying through untouched.
We're going to see this again as he comes in untouched, Nethery, but he gets away. Now he's going to throw it. He fires it into the ground, and there's going to be a decision here as what the call is. It's a intentional grounding against Boone County. The reason I thought he may have called something else, Trinity coaching staff was about 10 yards on the field. The umpire was looking right at him when he threw the flag, and I was afraid he was going to call that on Trinity, but that was intentional grounding the whole way. Intentional grounding is when you throw the football to avoid a sack, and that's exactly what he did there, and there was nobody near it, and that's going to set up a 4th down with only 14 seconds left in the first half, and they're probably going to punt it out here.
And that's a tough spot for Lay to be in.
5-yard penalty, loss of down. He'll go back 5 yards, be 4th down. Okay?
Simple enough. That's a tough spot really for the quarterback Lay to be in, Jeff. He doesn't want the sack, so the clock will keep running, and really almost the only thing he could do is try to throw it away and hope there was a receiver in the
Intentional
air.
grounding against the offense. It's loss of down, be 4th down.
Once again, in that situation, though, what he can do is just try to throw it as far as he can. If you throw it down the field, it looks like you're trying to attempt to throw it to a receiver. They usually won't call that.
And right now, Trinity not expecting a Boone County punt. They have nobody deeper than 20 yards. Snap is high to Schuster, and he gets it out of there. Trinity doesn't want anything to do with this football, and I can't blame him. Is it going to go in the end zone? It does. A great effort down there by Moses Moore to try to bat the ball back into play.
56-yard punt. He really got a hold of that one. Again, a little breeze behind him, but now Trinity's going to have the ball with 5 seconds left, and they're probably just going to sit on it and go into halftime with a 7-0 lead.
Well, a very defensive-oriented first half. Boone County going to go into their total prevent package. But I think you're right, Jeff. We'll just see Trinity probably just flop on the football. That's what they do. The two backs together
Boone
around
County,
DeCensi.
8 guys deep, only 3 men on the line. DeCensi just steps back and hands the ball to the referee. And that's going to be the end of the first half. Trinity leads at 7-0 over Boone County. Richard, you know, we talked about it before the game and the pregame. The big play was going to be what sets up everything for Trinity. And Trinity stays on the field here, and they have a little talk before they go in at halftime. And Leon Smith took the punt, and again, he went 74 yards. He was knocked out of bounds at the 2-yard line, and that really set everything up for Trinity. And then they just had a quick dive play to score. But other than that, the game was played between the 30s.
Well, again, we're at halftime of the Class 4A state semifinal game, and it's Louisville Trinity leading Boone County 7-0. Well, we'd like to thank the Kenton County Airport Board operators of the Greater Cincinnati International Airport, the Kentucky Post, and Hughes Family Restaurant. the Boone County Rebels trail the Trinity Shamrocks 7-0. And Jeff Pecoro, that first half was mostly a defensive struggle. And if you're just joining us, the Trinity touchdown set up by a 63-yard punt return by Leon Smith to the 1-yard line. And on the next play, Jamie Roberts carried it in for a yard. But really, it's been a struggle between the 30-yard lines for both football teams.
Well, it really has. Both teams have great defense, and we talked about that early in the pregame. Both teams giving up under 100 points, each of them the whole season long. Trinity, of course, has a 40-game winning streak, 2 state titles. They're driving for their 3rd. Boone County, of course, defeated by Trinity the last 2 years on their way to the state championship. Boone County trying to reverse that this year. We said at the start of the game it was going to be a power versus finesse, and finesse went out in the first half. Leon Smith, as you said, took the punt and went 63 yards out of bounds at the 1-yard line, and Roberts then scored. But again, it's been the power football of Boone County versus the finesse of Trinity, and the power football lost out in the first half because it was simply too slow. At the end of the first half, Boone County was able to get the ball at the 45-yard line with 2 minutes to go. They only got to run off 7 plays and time expired, and they were still in pretty decent shape. They can't throw the football. What they have to do, first down, is a big key for them. They have to get positive yardage on first down. It's something that they haven't done in the first half.
Jeff, do you foresee Boone County throwing a little bit more on first down in the second half?
Well, I really don't, but I see them trying to do maybe a little bit back to John Alford running the ball in a quick opener, because what they try to do is they started running traps and counters and things like that. And when you have a team like Trinity, who's, as we said before, they're doing a lot of what we call slanting or stunning on defense because they're a lot smaller, of course, in a Boone County. So what they do is they try to fill the gaps and they shoot the gaps. So they try to make the big play. So what Boone County has to do to counter that is simply run a quick opener. And
we saw them have a lot of success with the fullback Matt Haynes in that play.
You just give Haynes the ball and straight ahead what we call a dive play. The quarterback will simply take the snap, turn, and hand off to Haynes, and it's an immediate play. And then what happens is your blockers will do what we call position blocking. If a Trinity defender is in the gap, what he'll do is position himself between the ball carrier and the tackler so he can't get to the running back, and the running back then on a dive play simply just goes right through the line. And Haynes ran very well in the first half using that play, just a straight dive right off the guard and tackle.
Well, Boone County has been knocked out of the state playoffs the last 2 years at this level by this very ball club. Trinity knocking them out 2 years ago in overtime, and last year beating them 14-10. And obviously that's got to play on Boone County's mind as we go into the second half and they trail at 7-0.
Well, it really does. Again, it's in the back of your mind, as I said before the game started. Trinity knows they can win. They've got 10 state championships, and they beat Boone County the last 2 years. They know they can win the game. Boone County, on the other hand, has got to be questioning themselves, can we beat these guys? And one of the players for Trinity that's been doing good is really impressed me is Craig DeSense, the quarterback. He's been rolling out quite a bit, and he keeps the ball, and then you see him down on the field, and they're running through a couple of quick plays, DeSense loosening up. I see DeSense being the key to the second half. If he can keep the momentum going in running the football, which they've done exclusively in the first half, then I see Trinity is staying ahead in this game. Boone County's going to have to come out and try to take it in the second half.
And Jeff, I thought another key was the punting of 49 Ricky Beckman. He got off some rockets in that first half, and we also saw Doug Schuster right before the half for Boone County get off a 56-yarder. So really, it's been a very well played game, but Boone County right now just gave up the one big play.
You know, if I'm looking for a punter coming out of high school, Beckman's a kid you got to get, because you said he averaged 45 yards a kick this year, and he's really booted the ball well here today too.
Well, as we start the second half, Boone County will be kicking it off. Trinity had won the toss in the first half, had deferred to the second half, and they've got the advantage of having the football. And
but they also get the wind behind their back, too.
Exactly. But the Boone County's advantage, they're going to get the wind to their back in the fourth quarter of play, and that's probably where this game's going to be decided. It's been so well played so far.
Yeah, but if you're Boone County, I don't think that's going to matter too much because they don't throw the football. Boone County simply lines up and plays what we call smash mouth football, and that's simply taking the ball and ramming it down the other team's throat. So the win really doesn't affect them that much. Trinity, on the other hand, they're going to try to capitalize right now and try to get up on Boone. If you get up on Boone by 2 touchdowns, it's going to be awful tough for a team like Boone County to come back.
Well, back deep go 3 men that can flat bring the football back. Number 12, Devian Logan, to the bottom of your screen. In the middle, just out of your screen there, is Leon Smith, the man who brought the punt back in the first half that set up the touchdown. He's returned a kickoff for a touchdown as well this season. And to the top of the screen is Steve Sweet. And set to kick it off for Boone County is number 9, Mike Denigan. And here we go, second half action. It's an onside kick. Either that or Denigan just didn't hit it right. I would really be surprised if Boone County started with an onside kick, but maybe to try to get something going.
It was a nice play there by Matt Conleaf. He's a defensive guard, and he just grabbed the ball, and you're supposed to just fall on it, but he made a couple of yards on that play.
Those linemen don't get a chance to do that often enough. They like to take it and go with it. So Trinity starts out at their own 46-yard line to start this second half of play. And they go to Beckman, the fullback, and he takes it into Boone County territory at the 49. So just underway here in the second half. I'm Richard Skinner along with Jeff Bacoro. You're watching a Cable One production as it's the Boone County Rebels trailing Trinity 7-0 here in this Class 4A state semifinal game. Second down and 7 for the Shamrocks. DeCenzi keeps and dives to the 47-yard line. Not much there as he read the fullback, took it out of his belly, and that's that old belly series that we've heard so much about through the years, the old ride the fullback out. And what does a quarterback do on that play, Jeff, where he decides either to give it to the fullback or keep it himself?
Well, what you do is you try to watch a defensive end. If he comes crashing down, you either give the ball to the fullback or you pitch it quickly to your tailback. Most situations, when the defensive end comes, you give it to the fullback. If he lays back, then you try to take it outside. 3rd and 5 for Trinity. The receiver almost started, then got a chance to reset at the top of the screen. This time they leave it to Beckman, and he's going to be close to a first down, and I think he's got it by the spot. He just bowled over Boone County's Jeff Lindeman on the play. John Philbin in there also, number 56 at 6'1", 179 pounds, but he just got turned over. Nice block on that one by Philbin. You saw the guard there is a nice pulling block. 6'1", 179 pounds. Since we said the guards for Trinity are awful small, 179, 169 pounds, but they are quick, and there you saw Philbin made a nice block there. And it looks like it's going to be enough for the first down. Now they're going to measure. Trinity came up to the line, but now they're going to measure for it. I think they have it from the spot.
Sure do, by the length of the football. So Trinity now at the Boone County 42 here inside the first minute and a half of the second half of play, and they lead it 7-0. Big series right here for Boone County. They can't afford to let Trinity get any more ahead than 7-0, especially with the way the Trinity defense is playing in this football game. The ball snapped, I think, prematurely, and that might be a false start against Trinity. Nope, they're going to point against Boone County. So the Rebels jump. Might have been Brandon Dawson who got ahead early.
That's 5 yards you don't want to give up.
The dead ball encroachment on the defense. Be 1st and 5.
So Boone County gives up a precious 5 yards right there. And it's 1st and 5 now for Trinity, and DeCenzi just going to sneak it. And Jeff, they didn't have a soul lined up over the center, and I'm not sure if he just didn't do an automatic right there and follow the center.
In that situation, he had trips to the right, and they also had a wide receiver out left, and Boone County spread out its defense, and nobody was over the center, so DeCenzi just took the ball and made about 3 yards right up the middle, and that's going to bring up a 2nd down and 2 situation.
These are the situations that make it tough on a defense, because now an offense can do just about anything it wants to.
Again, a spread offense by Trinity.
They go with just one running back. That's Jamie Roberts, who's gained 1,000 yards on the year, and he got it and doesn't go anywhere. Making the stop for Boone County on the play, 77, Sean Thomas.
Sean Thomas and Jeff Lindeman and Matt Mullins and Bryson Warner in there stuffed up the middle. But a nice play by Thomas and Troy Sturdivant in there also on that play.
3rd and 3 upcoming here for Trinity from the Boone County 35-yard line. DeCenzi sneaks it. He's going to come up short. Helping out on the stop for Boone County that time, Jake McKinney along with 77 Sean Thomas, and they're going to be a good 2 yards shy.
Once again, what Trinity does is they unbalance your line. They put an extra running or extra blocker tight end on the right side that time, and then they also had their tailback in a wing formation. So they had 2 backs, but they have been overloaded on the right, and what Boone County does, they adjusted that. That puts nobody over the center, and then DeCenzi just takes the ball and goes straight ahead. 4th
and 2, and Trinity opts to go for it from the Boone 33. It's Roberts. 1st down and more. All the way to the Boone County 16-yard line. Moses Moore saved the touchdown.
Richard, if we could see that again, that was movement by the Trinity tailback. You have to be set 1 second before the snap, and he was moving backwards when the ball was snapped. But Roberts, yeah, you couldn't see it from that position, but the wing back moved, was on the line of scrimmage, and he stepped back just before the snap, but Roberts takes the ball, and he got a nice yardage there, and he got the first down.
So Trinity ahead 7-0 and knocking on the door at the Boone County 16 on the 4th down conversion run by Jamie Roberts. Beckman, he smacked down, and he went helmet to helmet that time with Boone County's Bryson Warner, and Warner won out. Also give some credit on that last play to Brandon Dawson. So right now the Trinity offensive line doing a number on Boone County, just opening up some holes. Second and 8 upcoming. DeCenzi drops it, and got a big break when it bounced right up in his hands. He'll lose a couple of yards, but he'll take that and the football.
You know, the football's oblong. It's not supposed to bounce back up to you like a basketball. And that time, DeCenzi got a break as it bounced right back up to his hands, but he did lose a yard or two on that play. It's going to bring up 3rd and 9.
See it again. That was the option play. Well, big fullback. Sometimes the fullback doesn't want to let go of that football, and I think that's what happened right there. And DeCenzi, lucky it bounced right up into his arms. Now 3rd and 9 from the Boone 15. DeCenzi, nothing doing. There to knock him down was 46 Bryson Warner. And it's going to be a field goal attempt upcoming here, I believe. And Ricky Beckman, who we've seen handle the kicking duties, will do so right here out of the hold of 19 Kent Browning. And Beckman on the year has tried just 2 field goals, Jeff, and he's made both of them. And from the leg we've seen, this one from 35 yards should be within his range.
Right.
High snap. And Boone County falls on it at the 34-yard line.
Number 84 for Boone County, and that is Randy Chappa,
who is the tight end.
Came down and picked up the ball there at the 34-yard line.
See it again.
Now what Chappa should have done here is he should have picked the ball up. There's nobody in front of him, and you're allowed to advance behind the scrimmage on a kicking situation. You can pick that ball up and run, and Chappa should have picked it up and gone on with it.
There wasn't a soul around him.
Yeah, he could have made some nice yards, but Chappa fell on the football, and they're going to take it at the 34-yard line.
So a big break right there as Beckman doesn't even get the opportunity to attempt the field goal. See if that lights a fire under Boone County. This is Brandon Black. And he's got a first down at the 44-yard line.
Just before that snap for the punt, for the field goal try, I was going to say Trinity plays most of their games on the AstroTurf, and you always get a good set of the football. In that situation, it was just a bad snap went over his head, but Brandon Black on that play made a nice run. Now Trinity calls timeout. Let me get back to what I was talking about. Trinity calls timeout there.
Probably more or less, Jeff, to stop the momentum of Boone County, and not a bad timeout at all.
Sure, 6 minutes and 22 seconds left. But what I was talking about, Trinity plays most of their games at Cardinal Stadium and plays on the AstroTurf. The ball is always set in a nice level position, and you're snapping off the AstroTurf. Here it's a little bit muddy and a little bit dirty, and he may have just got a bad grip on the football and snapped it over his head. But again, we may see that a little bit next week, I'm sure, from the Louisville teams who are used to playing on the AstroTurf. Now you play on the grass, or who gets to play on the AstroTurf. It's tough for a team like a Boone County to go and play on AstroTurf, and they never get a chance to. But Boone County now with a big break on the field goal tries. It snapped over his head. Now a nice run by Black.
And Jeff, that could have been a big score. Boone County's had trouble moving the football, and to go down 2 scores at this stage in the game, just a quarter and a half left to go, would have really been psychologically demoralizing, I would have to think, for Boone County.
Sure. You know, we talked about they have a time-consuming, ground-oriented offense, and if you get down by a couple of touchdowns, it's tough for them to come back. They don't have that quick strike capability.
First down for the Boone County Rebels from their own 44-yard line. 6.5 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Brandon Black just churning up to near the midfield stripe. And that was mostly on his own.
Now, this is the first time that the Boone County offense has been in since the half. And I think Coach Howell got on him a little bit in there, and they're fired up. And you see the linemen jumping up, and when they break the huddle, that's a big key. You see them break the huddle, and they run up to the line of scrimmage, and they're ready right now for the next play.
Well, Boone County's offensive line averages 235. We talked about that. And now they're starting to take control. Brandon Black again, and I think he lost control of the football. He did, but Boone County falls on it.
Big break for Boone County right there.
And hustling down for Boone County to make the recovery, Jason Monell. who is the offensive tackle. See it again. They just flat stripped the football away from Black right here. Here it is.
See him, he's running hard. He gets his shoulders down, but the ball pops out.
And Jason Manell with a big recovery, and Boone County gets about 8 or 9 extra yards out of it. Down to the Trinity 41 now. And Brandon Black, the workhorse on this drive. Inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. And we have not seen John Alford on this drive. It's been all Brandon Black. John Alford is a great back, Jeff. He picked up over 1,800 yards, scored over 20 touchdowns. Brandon Black in a slouch. He had 1,100 yards rushing on his own.
Yeah, again, he's a little bit quicker to the hole than Alford is. And what they're doing is they're running out what we call the power I. So you have 2 backs leading you through the hole.
And I believe a Boone County lineman jumped. Jim Ferguson, the left tackle, the sophomore. That's what it's going to be, a procedure against Boone County.
Now what you can see when they line up, watch the backfield and what they do. The fullback, they'll have a tailback in what we call the I formation, right?
All right, the illegal procedure would be 2nd 3, 2nd 8. Let's go.
I think if that's my choice, I'm going to take the 2nd and 8 any day.
So you heard Duff, it's 2nd down and 8. And what we do, getting back to that, it's an I formation, and then you have the third back playing right beside the fullback. So you actually have 2 fullbacks who lead you through the hole. So you have 2 extra blockers instead of the 1 that you would usually have in the I formation.
Well, Boone County hurting itself with the penalty right here. 2nd down and 8 from the 40. Brandon Black again. Stayed on his feet and got to the 36-yard line. They're just running behind the guys on the right side for Boone County, which is led by Jason Manell, the tackle.
6'2", 245-pound junior Jason Manell. Now you're in this situation, it's 3rd down about 6. They'll probably go for it here on 4th down, so you got 2 tries here to make the 1st down.
Yeah, you would have to think this is 2-down territory without a doubt at the Trinity 37-yard line, 3rd and 5.
And once again, tight end move. That time, number 84, Randy Chappa, took off a little early. That's going to be procedure once again on Boone County. And Boone County shooting themselves in the foot here.
And Jeff, I think another thing is Trinity has played before crowds this big. We estimate about 10, 12,000 people here. They're used to the noise in that. Boone County really probably not used to that noise factor, and trying to listen in on the snap count isn't an easy thing.
Well, plus you're so keyed up, too. And that time it looked like Chapel was trying to get across the formation to put a block on the weak side linebacker, and he tried to jump off a little bit early. They're going exclusively to the right side, and I think that's what Chapel was trying to do, to get out and get the weak side linebacker and try to cut his pursuit angle off.
Not sure what the discussion is here. It's a dead ball foul. It's an automatic 5 yards. Just back them up.
Yeah, it's going to be 3rd down and 10 if they take the penalty. If they don't, it's going to be 3rd and 5. So it's really a
they're
no brainer there. So that's going to bring up 3rd down and 10 now, and there's 4 minutes and 33 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. 7-0, Trinity leads Boone County.
Boone County didn't throw the football much at all in the first half. They used a halfback option pass from Brandon Black. Lay put it up one time, and now they're going to get their leading receiver, 19, Jimmy Black, into the football game. See if they try to go to him right here. He's the big play man, averages over 20 yards a catch. He's going to line up, however, at a tight end position. Lay has Brandon Black.
He dropped the
football, and Devian Logan fell on it for Trinity at the 21-yard line. And I think Devian Logan just flat took it away from him, Jeff. We maybe get a chance to see that one again.
It looked like, to me, I thought that he hit the ground and fumbled, but I think you were right. Devian just took it out of his hand.
Here it is again.
There's the rollout. He's got 2 receivers.
And Black makes a nice reception.
Sure, right over his shoulder. He puts the ball away. It's going down, and yep, he did fumble before he got down, and Devian was right there to pick it up.
So Boone County's drive for a tying score is thwarted at the 21-yard line, and now Jamie Roberts gets a couple of yards over the left side. Second and 8. Desenzi tucks it away and gets maybe to the line of scrimmage. The ball came loose, but I think Desenzi was down. The officials going to rule him down back at the 24-yard line. So it brings up a 3rd and 8. So a passing situation here, you'd have to think, Jeff, on 3rd and 8, they're going to send out 2 receivers to the bottom, 1 to the top, and DeCency going to go out of the shotgun. Throws to a wide open Leon Smith. A 1st down at the 35-yard line, and he just flat drove off the defender.
Well, Les Finn that time playing over top of Leon Smith, dropped back and gave him a 10-yard cushion, and Smith just went down and simply turned around, ran a little button hook route, and the pass was right there by DeCency, and picks up nice yardage for the 1st down.
And that's really the first time we've gotten a chance to see DeCency go back in the pocket and zip it, and he threw the ball very well. So 1st down for Trinity at their own 36. Clock runs near the 2:30 mark. The fullback, Ricky Beckman, out across the 40 to the 43. Well, you talk about momentum swings. Boone County had it all going their way until Devian Logan strips Brandon Black of the football, and boom, right back comes Trinity. Here's the tailback, Jamie Roberts. Gets across the 45 and should have enough for the 1st down for Trinity. Well, the Shamrocks came into this game winners of 40 straight, a state record, 2-time state champions. And right now, they're playing like it on this drive. Get the turnover. That's what champions do. They capitalize on mistakes like that. DeCency opts to keep it. And he's down inside Boone County territory at the 46-yard line. And
Boy,
you
Richard,
talk about diversification in your offense. They do a lot of different things.
Yeah, they really do. That time he went out to his left on a little option. He elected to keep the ball, and he picks up about 7 or 8 yards that time. But, boy, you can really see the momentum swing. Boone County had stopped Trinity. They got the ball. They made a couple of real big plays. And he had a nice catch by Black, and they were all the way down inside the 20-yard line. He fumbles, and Trinity gets the ball. And now Trinity driving it right back down to throw it on Boone County.
And we're now down inside a minute and a half to go here in the 3rd quarter in a very fast-moving football game. Inside handoff goes to Steve Sweet, and he's stopped in his tracks and might have even lost a little bit.
Nice play that time. Jake McKinney came down. McKinney made a nice tackle there as he came down and crashed down on the line.
Third and 3 now.
We could go to the right side.
Looked like a busted play, and DeCency comes up close to the 1st down before Jeff Lindeman makes the stop. I'm not sure if that wasn't a busted play. He turned around, there was no running back
Right,
there
the running backs were all on the right. He had a wing back and a wide receiver on the right side, and he came out to his left, and the running back went to the right, and then he just kept it and made close to 1st down. I think he may even have the 1st down here where they spotted it. It's going to be very close.
Stretch the chain. They're going to be about 3 or 4 inches short. Oh, make it a full foot, okay? So 4th and a foot, and a decision time here for Coach Dennis Lampley.
34 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, leading 7-0. What do? You got to go for it.
The Trinity sideline wants them to, that's for sure. They are. They're going to check an extra tight end.
If you're the 5th-ranked team in the nation in high school football, you've won 40 games in a row and 2 state titles, you got to go for it.
You should be able to make a foot, that's for sure. Jeff said 34 seconds, all the time left, and gut check time here for the Boone County defense. We've seen DeCency follow his center, Chris Botner, on sneaks. See if he does it again right here. And a Boone County lineman
number 88, number 88 for Trinity. He's in as a extra tight end on the right side.
Well, the Trinity players pointed at Boone County. Obviously, Boone County points right back at Trinity.
Well, Joe McTrotto.
And he is going to be on the tight end 88.
Right, Joe McTrotto, once he gets down, now it's different. In pro football, you're allowed to move your hands and get up and reset stuff. But in high school, once you place your hand down onto the ground, you can't move. And what he did is he just flinched a little bit on the long count, and he jumped offside. It's going to cost him 5 yards, and Trinity's going to have to punt.
And the man who, with the booming leg, Ricky Beckman, checks in to do that. And really, from a punting standpoint, this 5 yards ought to help Ricky Beckman.
Yeah, now Les Finn and Moses Moore, of course, are going to drop back. But I'll tell you what, he can hit it all the way to the goal line from here, no trouble.
Well, those are the plays that I'm sure if something should turn around in this football game, Dennis Lampley will look back on. You had 4th and a foot to go for a first down. You should probably make that. Instead, he's got a tight end that jumps off sides. Beckman kind of gets off a wobbler. Moses Moore from the 11. And he can't get outside of Leon Smith.
Boy, he does it all, doesn't he? Covers punts, returns punts, catches the football, runs the football. Boy, that was a great play right there. Moore took the ball at the 11. He dropped back inside his 10 and was tackled right down at about the 10-yard line. We're going to mark it at the 9.
Well, Boone County, though, does get the football back, and I don't think they're going to get another playoff here in the quarter. The clock will start.
39-yard punt by Beckman and a minus 2-yard return by Moore. And as you said, the clock's going to expire in the third quarter. And we could have overtime once again on this field as there was 2 years ago in the same situation, Boone County and Trinity.
Well, it comes down to 1 quarter of play to see who will go on to the Class 4A state championship. And at the end of 3 quarters, the Louisville Trinity Shamrocks lead Boone County 7-0. And as Jeff alluded to, 2 years ago on this very field, the Boone County Rebels lost in overtime, Jeff, 24-17 to Trinity. And right now, for them to get out of this hole, they've got to really put together a great drive right here. This is the drive of the season, more or less, just at least get out of the hole.
Well, now the offensive line has had 3 quarters, full 3 quarters to see what Trinity's going to do. They're bigger, they're stronger than the Trinity defense, and they know the stunts and the slants that they're going to run. They've got 91 yards to go to win, to go to the state championship game. And this is when you got to just get in there and in the huddle. Quarterback Mike Lay's got to say, guys, this is it. We got to do it right now. And then Trinity, on the other side, is saying the exact same thing. We've seen them throw everything they can at us, and we've held them out of the end zone so far. They got to go 91 yards. Let's just dig in and play tough D. And their defense is tough.
Well, Coach Dennis Lampley had said coming into this football game that defense is what decides winners in playoff games, and so far his defense is really putting forth an outstanding effort. We talked about it in the pregame. They just have, well, actually 2 guys over 200 pounds. One of those, Brian Rader, the linebacker, weighs almost right at 200. Cam Minner weighs at 225, and that's it. All the rest under 200 pounds. They're small, but they've made up for it with their quickness. So Boone County from its own 9-yard line as we start the 4th and final period of play. John Alford looks to bounce outside. And the ball comes loose and rolls out of bounds. Luckily for John Alford, Devian Logan, who just closes extremely fast from the secondary, almost caused another big turnover.
Boy, they're going to have to learn to hold on to the football. That's the 3rd time now that they've simply dropped the football being tackled. And that time he was trying to stretch out for more yards, and Devian Logan, as you said, knocked the ball out of his hands. But he did pick up 6 yards, and it's 2nd down and 4.
This is Brandon Black. He shakes free of a man in the backfield and has a first down. He was smacked in the backfield by Doug Nethery, who hit him head on, and Brandon Black just bounced off and got the first down.
Netherly hit him, and Black just took him with his free hand and threw him off. And then continued, ran up the field, and got enough for the first down. That was a tough run right there by Black.
Well, Black we saw almost exclusively in that 3rd quarter of play running the football. We didn't see much out of Alford. And right now they're going with Black out of the tailback position. Bryson Warner lines up at the fullback. Here's Black again. Brandon Black up near another first down. Stopped just short at the 30-yard line. And Boone County, we talked about where they had their success. It was right between the tackles. They've had less success running off that slant, I guess, offside the tackle. But really, when they've gone right up the middle, they've been able to blow people off the ball, Jeff.
Once again, Brandon Black is a little bit quicker to the hole than Alfred and Haynes, and you see there, he's just getting a step on those. The defensive lineman for Trinity, he's getting into the secondary, and he's picking up 8-9 yards every time he touches the football.
2nd and 1. And it looked like jumping offside that time for Trinity was Benjamin Foose.
And that's exactly right. 6'4", 180 pounds. Spruce was into the neutral zone, and that's going to be 5 yards, and that's going to be a first down. It's so important now in the last quarter of football when you can pick up yardage without the clock running. That's 5 yards to the plus side for Boone County. It's going to bring up a first down and 10, and they are going to be right at the 35-yard line.
So Boone County has used just a minute of the clock and has gone from their own 9-yard line now out to the 35. First down for the Rebels. This is the fullback, Bryson Warner. And Bryson Warner carries tacklers to the 43.
Once again in the power I formation, and that time they gave it to the first back through, as you said, Bryson Warner, and he just carried him through, and he picked up about 6 big yards there, and he's a load coming through as a fullback.
10:30 to go in the football game, clock running, and Trinity leading at 7-0. Well, Matt Haynes has been running. We saw him at the fullback spot. He's running right now basically at what's called the power back spot. Second back through is Brandon Black. Down to the 45-yard line of Trinity before making the stop was Lee Harleman out of the secondary.
What they're doing is they're taking Bryson Warner at 6 foot, 220 pounds, and they're also taking Haynes at 6'1", 195, and they're just leading him in, and that's leaving Black just gaping holes in the defensive secondary.
Boone County quickly to the line of scrimmage right here at the 46-yard line, and they've quickly moved out of their shadow of their own goalpost. Third first down in the drive. Brandon Black again and picks up another good chunky yardage, 4 yards. And Jeff, they consistently now starting to run behind the big guy on the left side, Jim Ferguson, the 6'4", 260-pound sophomore.
Right, in the third quarter, when they were going right to left on your TV screen, they ran to the right side. Now it's the fourth quarter, they're going left to right, and now they're going consistently the other way. It's kind of interesting.
You know, they've got the big hoss on that side, Jim Ferguson, the number 72 at 260 pounds.
And he's just a sophomore.
And he's just a sophomore, so he's going to grow some more. Brandon Black this time to the right side. Stopped short of the first down. Making the stop that time for Trinity was Kenny Mudd.
Kenny Mudd's quick from that down position. He's a down lineman inside a tackle, but he slides right down the line. Made a nice play that time. Also, number 23, Todd O'Neill.
Well, Jeff, we've seen Boone County get in this position several times in the football game around the 40, 45, 35-yard line, but it seems like every time they do, a penalty will crop up.
They always make a mistake in this situation, this whole game. Let's see what they can do. Third and short 2.
Brandon Black has the first down and more as he drives near the 32-yard line. It took about 5 Trinity Shamrocks to finally bring him down.
Sean Freibert, 5'10", 155 pounds. Got a ride that time. At 5 yards, he finally wrestled him down out of bounds. But not before he got to the 32-yard line at Trinity. And number 37, Joe Babby's had trouble with his helmet all day. He finally gets it fixed and comes back in for Carl Schneider.
Carl Schneider, I think, shaking up a little bit on that play as well. He's going to come back now, just more or less an equipment change. So now from the 32, it's a first down for the Rebels. Black. And this time he is flat stood up by Brian Rader, and a penalty marker goes down. I think Boone County might have moved on that play.
Yeah, I think they're going to call that on the fullback that time. He moved a little just before the gun, and that's what it is, motion.
Well, there's that penalty we had talked about when they get in this territory. It always seems like it's a motion or a false start. Somebody wants to get ahead a little quicker. So now instead of a second and about 8, it's going to be 1st and 15.
Now they've run the last 3 plays to the right side. Let's see if they go back to the left where they had all that success with Black again. Again, a legal procedure against Boone County. It's a 5-yard penalty. 1st and 15. The clock now is 8:38, and we'll start on the official's whistle.
And I'm not sure if John Alford hasn't re-aggravated an injury, because we have seen very little of him here in the second half. It's been mostly this man, Brandon Black, and he's chopped down in the backfield. Doug Nethery, who's made some big plays. That was the 5th straight time Black's carried the football. Lost a yard on the play, brings up 2nd and 16, and now Boone County's really going to have to think about putting it up. They've tried as much as possible not to do that tonight. But here on 2nd and 16, they've got to really consider it, Jeff. Got to go with that tight formation again, though.
Gonna run it again.
Play. Pressure comes. He escapes. Nice run by Mike Lay to get near the original line of scrimmage. He chucked several tacklers over there. The little guy just kind of squirted through. And it brings up a 3rd and 10. And you got to really think, Jeff, it's still 4-down territory here for Boone County.
Especially in this situation. Now the clock now inside of 8 minutes. It's 3rd down and about 11 now.
And Alford's going to check into the lineup for Boone County.
Again, he had a sore left knee. Played sparingly last week.
And they're running him out of the fullback spot right here.
Straight T.
It's Alford, or no, rather Brandon Black, and he dropped the football, but Boone County there to pop on it. And I think the quarterback, Mike Lay, no, it wasn't Lay. Check and see who the number was. 84, Randy Chappa.
That's going to bring up a 4th down, and if Black would have held on to the football, it would have been about a 4th and 6. Now it's going to be 4th and about 8.
This might be a time to bring in the big play guy, Jimmy Black, 19. He's the leading receiver. Not going to bring him in here, though.
It's a very interesting call there. They had a straight T, which we call the dead T because nobody runs it anymore. And they run a straight T. You have 3 backs, and it's just straight dive. No lead blocker or anything, just a back against the defense. Now they're in the
6:40 to go, and 4th and 8 for Boone County. They run a pop pass incomplete, and I'm not sure if a defender wasn't hanging on to Randy Chappa that time. Or correct me, that was Ryan King, the 6'6" tight end they tried to go to on the pop pass, and it was there, Jeff.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite plays. You fake the dive, a team that runs the ball well, you fake the dive into the line with the fullback, the quarterback then stands straight up and fires it to the tight end on the offside, so he's actually throwing across the formation. But the pursuit, everybody's going to that side of the field, and the tight end is usually all alone. And that time, if the pass was there, it would have been a 1st down.
Well, now with 6:30 to go, the Boone County defense is really forced to get him in a 3-down-and-out situation. Trinity takes over at their own 30. DeCensi stuffed at the line of scrimmage.
Nice play that time by Troy Sturdivant. 6'2", 225 pounds, jumped right in and read it well. His man in that situation, each man has, the cornerback will have the pitch man, the linebacker has the quarterback, the defensive end is supposed to crash down and force the pitch. He crashed down, and that time DeCensi tried to cut it up, but right there was Troy Sturdivant to stop that play for a gain of about a half a yard. 2nd down and about 9.5.
Clock runs as we near the 6-minute mark. Trinity ahead 7-0. Here's Jamie Roberts. Gets it up near the 45-yard line before Bryson Warner is in on the stop for Boone County. 3rd and 5, Jeff. Interesting situation. You don't really want to force a pass here out of DeCensi if you're Dennis Lampley.
But you want to get a 1st down because Boone County's offense, again, is a slow-moving offense, and you've got a kicker that can really boot the ball. But in this situation, you get a 1st down, you run another 2.5 minutes off the clock. It's going to be tough.
5:30 to go now. 3rd and 5. DeCensi has a man open. That's Jamie Roberts. And he's shoved out of it. No, they're going to say they're going to rule him out at the 28-yard line. The official, who was surprisingly, Jeff, right on top of the play, just let him keep going. And the trailing official ruled him out of bounds.
Well, the back judge was kind of shielded out of the play, but the trailing field judge was the one that made the call. He stepped out of bounds. Clearly, he was pushed out of bounds.
Here it is again. Let's see it.
You see him come down the sidelines. They just flood the zone. They throw it off to him, a short pass, and he takes it, goes down the sidelines, and right there he steps out of bounds, and the trailing official saw it.
And luckily for Boone County, he did.
But it's going to be out at about the 29-yard line. But that was a big blow to Boone County because, again, Beckman has a leg, and a field goal here in this situation could be the nail in the coffin.
Boone County in desperate need of a stop right here as the Shamrocks on the march. Fullback Ricky Beckman gets a couple. Holding him by the ankle was Randy Chappa, who's doing double duty. Funny thing is, Jeff, we haven't talked about it much, but these two teams, basically 2 platoon teams. Players play just one way each. Chappa has flip-flopped and played both ways a couple of times tonight. He's in there on defense right now.
Yeah, Chappa's a big kid, though. He's at 6'1", 230 pounds. You want to get some beef in there. But as you can see on the Trinity sideline, they've got about 100 kids dressed tonight.
2nd, and we'll call it 8. DeCensi keeps. Oh, a great fake on the option play.
He could go all the way.
Touchdown for Craig DeCensi off the option. He did an absolute marvelous job.
He came out and faked the pitch. The two outside men went for the fake. He cut it up, and the only man to beat was Moses Moore, and Moore tried it to 5, but DeCenzi gets in. Nice play. You see it right there. Cuts it up, and Moore just reaches for him, and he's in for the touchdown. Great play. Option to the left side by Craig DeCenzi. Ran it like Rick Beaner used to out of St. X in Louisville. One of the best option quarterbacks I've ever seen.
And with 4:38 to go, folks start filing out of the Irv Goody Field here as Trinity has taken a 13-0 lead, and Ricky Beckman looks to make it a 14-0 lead for the Shamrocks. And they're going to rule it good. It just got inside the right upright. So with 4:38 to go in the football game, Trinity has moved out to a 14-0 lead. And Jeff, a few plays before that, I was going to mention that Boone County done a great job stopping the option play tonight.
Well, it's like
there's DeCenzi making a great play
right.
himself.
Well, it's like two heavyweights. They've been slugging it out with each other, keeping it on the ground. But once again, Trinity gets the big play. And there you see DeCenzi there. But really, the pass to Roberts was the big play because it was a third down situation. If Boone County holds, they get the ball back. DeCenzi rolled out to his left, and they flooded the zone, and Roberts took the pass and went all the way down to the 29-yard line. That was really the one that broke their back, because from there on in, they could have just punched it in. But then on the next play, DeCenzi, a beautiful fake on the option, and he rolls in from the 29-yard line. And now it's going to be interesting to see, with only 4:38 left, what Boone County can do to try to score, because they're going to have to get a score very quickly here. You're going to see them try for a touchdown. If they do score, they're going to try an onside kick. But again, a little premature, because they've still got a kickoff to go in a long way. Alford's going to be deep back, so he is still in the game.
Alford, the middleman on the kickoff. Matt Haynes goes to the top of the screen. Brandon Black, who's had an excellent second half, goes to the bottom. And Ricky Beckman, who only takes about 2 steps, but he can flat boom it. A low line drive. Haynes at the 11.
Still on his feet.
An excellent return for Matt Haynes out across the 45 to the 46. So Boone County at least gets good field position here with 4:29 to go, but they need to get a score quick, as Jeff said. And on the year, Mike Lay has thrown just 46 times coming into the game. That's just an average of a little over 3 passes a game.
One thing I'd like to see Boone County do is spread out the offense and then let those big running backs have a chance to run the ball. Open the holes up, but again, they're going to come from the wishbone.
But Lay will throw out of it. Tries to set up a screen, almost intercepted. Boy, reading it beautifully that time was Val Johnson, who had a touchdown if he could have hung on.
Val Johnson, 6 foot, 190 pounds. He saw nothing but 6 points, and that would have made the cover of the Courier-Journal if he'd have caught that one. Boy, that was a beautiful play by Johnson. He read that the whole way.
Brings up 2nd and 10, and the clock stopped off the incompletion with 4:16 to go.
Once again, though, the running back in the flat was open on that play, and if Lay can find him and pick him out, it was a running back in the flat.
Lay to throw again. Pressure comes. He sidesteps it. Has Ryan King, the big tight end. And the big guy stays on his feet and takes it to the Trinity 40-yard line. He's a moose at 6'6", 245 pounds.
And the clock starts at 4:07, so they set the chains, and then the referee will blow his whistle, and they'll start again. So Boone County should be hurry up and get the play into the game. And let's see, now the clock starts, 4:07. Let's see how long it takes him to get the play off.
Jimmy Black, the leading receiver, checks into the game. We saw Brandon Black try a halfback option pass earlier in the game to Jimmy Black that was just broken up. See if they do it again. They send Alford out to the top of the screen. They flank him out as a receiver. Here's Black. Looked like he wants to throw it again. He does. And has a man, Ryan King, to the 26-yard line. So a good throw from Brandon Black. I'm not sure if King was the primary receiver. It looked like they wanted to go to Alford all the way.
Yeah, but again, by sending Alford deep, it loosened up the deep. You see him roll out here. Now Alford's running a streak pattern at the top of the screen, and that leaves all he had to do was get it over the under coverage, and the linebackers were able to get around and tackle King. But again, it was a pickup enough for a first down, and they're right at the line of scrimmage with 3:40 to go to take the snap.
Lay. Pressure comes. He sidesteps it. Has a man open. This is Randy Chappa, who has it at the 20-yard line and is finally driven back. Again, they'll make it Ryan King again. His 3rd catch in a row. Takes it to the 20-yard line.
But
Clock
once again,
continues to move.
Clock still moves, and they're at the 20-yard line. They only picked up 7 yards here. It's going to be 2nd and 3.
Boone County yet to use a timeout in the half, so if they can get the ball in the end zone very quickly, they'll have a chance to utilize some timeouts defensively. But again, pretty premature right here. They got to get the ball in the end zone first. Here's Alford. Stopped short of the first down as he's
well, I don't know if he'd have gone outside on that. It looked like he had a little more running room. Could have picked up the first down. It's going to bring up a third down situation. Again, the clock continues to roll now inside of 3 minutes at 2 minutes and 50 seconds and counting. And Boone County's going to have to hustle up to get these plays off.
Alford. Short of the first down, I believe, is coming up to make the stop, Joe Babby.
Babby, again, 6'2", 285 pounds. He just slides down the line behind his defensive tackle, and he split out and got off. And they're going to take time out to measure. Now there's 2 minutes and 17 seconds left, and he's right at the first down marker.
And Jeff, Boone County gets a small break by having the clock stop for the measurement,
exactly
too.
Right. Now they don't have to use a timeout. Now what they should be doing here is be calling the play. Have the quarterback, or what you do is they're bringing a guy in, so you tell him if it's fourth down, run this play. If it's first down, run this play. Well, that's what you should be doing on the sideline right now.
It's going to be fourth down and about a foot to go. And
now he should already have the play in, running in. Now Trinity calls timeout.
Well, I think right here,
timeout.
Coach Dennis Lampley really just wants to get his defense on the same page, because here's a spot maybe where Boone County will play fake and go to the end zone. And I think he wants them more or less to keep them in the field of play, right, as opposed to scoring.
Both coaches come out on the field to talk. Coach Lampley to his defense, Coach Hawk to his offense. But this is a big play here. Fourth down and inches to go for the first down.
Jeff, is it a situation where you want to just go ahead and get the first down, or you play fake it and go ahead and go to the end zone and try to get the cheap score?
In this situation, you have to get the first down because you have to score on this drive. There's no time left. They have to get the first down here. The way their running backs have been breaking into the secondary, though, I mean, a quick hitter here, he may bust it for the touchdown anyway. But you got to get the first down first.
2:17 all that's left in Trinity on a 27-yard touchdown run by quarterback Craig DeCensi on the option has blown open a close game at 14-0. Boone County, which has really continued to drive the ball in this football game on Trinity, but Trinity running that wide tackle 6 defense, Jeff, that is kind of the bend but don't break philosophy. They haven't broke it all yet tonight.
Exactly right. They are very quick. They are small, but they are quick, and they're tenacious. And this is a big play. 4th and inches.
And I think a Trinity lineman jumped, number 90, Ben Foose. Looked like he jumped off sides. He jumped, and a Boone County lineman jumped as well, but I think Foose went first.
Offsides, Trinity, and that's going to be 5 yards, so that's going to put the ball down to about the 11-yard line.
So Boone County gets a nice break on 4th and less than a yard as Foose jumps off sides. Now Boone County knocking on the door with 2:17 to go.
Encroachment defense.
Thank you for that call, Mr. Kurt Duff. But once again, they get 5 yards without the clock moving, and that's very, very important here. Now 2:17 left. The clock will start on the snap because it's coming off of a timeout.
Toss to Black. He wants to put it up again. Throws, intercepted in the end zone.
That was an ill-conceived throw right there.
Sean Freebert, the man who intercepts it. They tried to slip John Alford out in the end zone, and Jeff, I got some interference on my headset here, and we're picking up, I think, the coaches for Trinity, and you could hear them as soon as they went to the line of scrimmage. Sure. Look for Alford, and that's exactly what they did.
And exactly, he was saying, they're going to throw, and there you see the pass, but he should have tucked that ball away. There was 4 guys around Alford that time. There's no way he was going to complete that pass. Either run it or throw it out of the end zone.
Yeah, I think the rule a lot of times, if you're a halfback or a receiver coming around that option pass, unless a guy's wide open, tuck that thing away and run with it.
Tuck the ball away.
So 2:09 to go, and now really all Trinity has to do is run out the clock. Ooh, Craig DeCensi dangerously holding the ball out there with one hand and almost fumbled it.
Also, if DeCensi touches the ground with the ball, he's down.
Boone County takes their first time out with exactly 2 minutes to go, and folks filing out of here in masses. And there was a great crowd that turned out for this Class 4A semifinal game, and it was a good one all along until Craig DeCensi made an excellent fake on the option play, Jeff, and really that was the one that did it.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Again, like we said, the finesse and the speed of Trinity, and that's exactly what they've shown us today. They've had big plays from their big play man, Leon Smith. They had a great play by their quarterback, Craig DeSensei, on the option, and also a nice pass to Jamie Roberts. And again, Trinity, an all-around team. They are strong. They're not as big and strong as Boone County, but they showed you don't have to be. They're quick and tenacious, and they used all their weapons today. A big punt return from Leon Smith, a nice pass to Roberts from DeSensei, and then, of course, the great option play from DeSensei as he went 27 yards for the touchdown. It's 14-0 with exactly 2 minutes left. And Boone County starting to hang their heads a little bit on the sidelines, but they played a pretty good game. But again, the penalties and fumbles have really hurt them.
Well, we'd like to thank the Kenton County Airport Board operators of the Greater Cincinnati International Airport, the Kentucky Post, and Hughes Family Restaurant.
Hughes is really good. I like it. It's about the only place around here you can get oysters, and I like oysters.
Right now, Trinity about to slide into the championship game of the Class 4A playoffs. Nothing on that carry. Boone County, see they take a quick timeout right here. The clock continues to run, 152, 151. Surprisingly, Boone County opts not to take a timeout. Now they do. Well, they wasted 8 or 9 seconds, and while that's getting ticky-tacky, maybe it's still time off the clock.
8 or 9 seconds is quite a bit. If you can remember back what Joe Montana did to the Bengals on when 2 seconds were left on the clock, he threw a touchdown pass to Jerry Rice to beat the Bengals at Riverfront Stadium 3 years ago. So 8 seconds is a heck of a lot in football. What Trinity's going to do here, probably, again, I would assume, is just run another dive play. And that's going to take up probably another 12 seconds or so, and then they're going to call timeout.
And that'll be the last one for Boone County.
Beckman will punt, and you can believe that Boone County is going to send 10 guys to try to block this punt.
Jeff, this has been a very good high school football game, and it's two programs with great traditions. We talked about Trinity has won 10 state titles, which ties Highlands here in Northern Kentucky for the most all time.
Right.
And they've won the state championship the past 2 years. Boone County in the state finals back in '87 lost to Shelby County. The state finals year before that lost to St. X. So these guys know what it's like to be in the playoffs, and they always seem to put on a great show.
Right.
So they opt to spread the formation here on third down. DeSensei just going to sneak it ahead, and he's tripped up in the backfield coming up to make the stop for Boone County, Troy Sturdivant. And now they take their final timeout with 1:40 to go.
You know, there's always teams that you have trouble with. Tate's Creek simply can't beat Boone County here. They've lost 3 years in a row now leading up to this in the state quarterfinals. Boone County simply, it looks like, can't beat Trinity the last 3 years.
And to be honest, they've been a lot of people to beat Trinity in a long time. They've won now 41
straight games.
If they can hang on to this one. But you're right, there's some teams that give others trouble, and I think Trinity's quickness really gave Boone County's size more trouble than we thought it would probably be the other way around.
You know, and you see that a lot when in major college football, when you see teams like from the Big Ten play SEC teams. SEC teams are a little bit smaller and quicker than the Big Ten teams are. You see the Michigans and Ohio States and Wisconsins, you have the huge lines, and then you see the Georgias and Auburns and Alabamas who are smaller and quicker, and they exploit them, and that's exactly what Trinity's done. They shoot the gaps on defense, they exploit the quickness on the outside and the passes, reverses, and the punt returns, and that's how you beat people. Play good, solid football, and that's what Trinity does. Good, solid football. They're a clean team, and they've beaten Boone County here today. Safe to say it's 14-0, 1:40 left, and Beckman in punt position.
And he's boomed some here tonight. Boone County comes after him, gets it away. A line drive kick, probably his worst effort of the night, but it gets a good roll for him. Going to be down at the 38-yard line. So 131, all that's left for Boone County to somehow try and get 2 scores on the board. And at this stage of the football game, Trinity just wants them to stay in bounds and use clock. They don't care if Boone County drives, just as long as they use up some of that 131.
Right, 37-yard kick by Beckman.
Yeah, even his bad efforts turn out pretty decent. And to be honest, Jeff, we talked about Boone County's lack of throwing the football, and there's been occasions tonight where Lay has looked fairly good throwing the ball, especially when he hits the tight end.
When he drops straight back, he seems to be a little bit more adept at throwing the football. Now they're still in the wishbone, one wide receiver to the left.
But Lay will throw out of it. As Jimmy Black, who fell down open, and he couldn't regain his feet to hang on to the football. Black tried to run a curl pattern, got himself open at the 50. But we talked about the wet field. It looked like he just slipped down, Jeff, when he made his cut.
Once again, Trinity's going to be playing a little bit more relaxed here. What I mean by relaxed is that they'll be playing off the ball a little more. The defensive backs are going to give a little bit of cushion. They're going to give them the underneath stuff. They'll give them the 7, 8, 10 yarders, but they're not going to go for anything deep. And you see there, as Leon Smith now is in at at free safety, and he is lining up 15 yards, 20 yards now off the football.
And I don't think there's going to be too many people beat Leon Smith in a dash.
Right. Minute 16 left.
Lay. He's going to go for the home run. And overthrows both Leon Smith and Brandon Black. One of the Trinity coaches come flying out on the field. I don't think he was happy about the pass rush that time. 1:10 to go. Boone County looks like they're going to go to the hurry-up offense here. Nope, they're going to huddle it up.
Well, there's not a whole lot you can do here. Simply throw it up and hope that one of your receivers can get under the ball. And watch Brandon Black. He's wide to the right. You're going to see Lay drop back and just try to hit him deep. Now they're going to use the draw.
Draw to Alford. And he's wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. Coming in to make the stop, Matt Conliffe, 55. So the clock runs. We're inside of a minute to go, and Trinity smells that third straight Class 4A championship.
Boone
as they'll
County
play.
sends in their punting team.
And surprisingly, but I think Owen Houck right now realizes that this one's all but over.
Right. We heard a report earlier that Bellevue was winning, too, as they were beating Everett. I think it was 13-0 in the fourth quarter. So hopefully Northern Kentucky Team Bellevue will be in the state championships next Friday afternoon, as the single and double A is played on Friday, triple and 4A on Saturday at Cardinal Stadium in Louisville.
Doug Schuster in to punt it. It's going to roll inside the 15, inside the 10, and finally be down at the 8-yard line, but with 16 seconds to go, and the clock will run when the officials get everybody set. Trinity doesn't even have to snap the football. This game will run out, and Trinity fans start to celebrate. I think they started celebrating after Craig DeCenza went in for the touchdown to make it 14-0. And really, the Boone County defense has played outstanding football. Leon Smith set up the first touchdown with a long punt return, and then really Trinity showed what it's made of and showed why they've won 40 straight games coming in by putting together a clutch drive at the proper time.
Right, Trinity and St. X have always had a great quarterback that can run the option, and then we saw here today DeCenza ran a perfect option, a beautiful fake, and he ran it in for the touchdown. He went in for 27 yards, and it's 14-0, and here's the last seconds being ticked off the clock.
So Louisville Trinity moves into the Class 4A state finals next Saturday afternoon at Cardinal Stadium in Louisville, where they'll play the winner of Warren Central and Louisville Valley.
Once again, Trinity, their 41st straight victory. They're ranked 5th in the United States by USA Today. And they showed why here today. A little bit smaller team than they've had in the past, but they came out and they did everything right. Very, very, very few penalties, a couple offside penalties on him, no holding penalties, no major penalties, a clean team, and they really played well. And you see the fans on the field now. 14-0, Trinity beats Boone. They'll be going for their third straight title and trying for number 11 next Saturday at Cardinal Stadium at 4 o'clock. In Louisville.
And Jeff, Boone County has very little to hang its head about. As we said, Trinity has won 41 straight games. They've claimed a lot of victims. Boone County, unfortunately, has been 3 of them in the same level the last 3 years, the state 4A semifinals. And I'm sure Owen Houck will put together another team next year that will probably get back to at least this level. And I'm sure they'd love a 4th crack at Louisville Trinity.
Sure, if you look at Boone County, they got Matt Haynes coming back, their big running back. They have a bunch of kids coming back.
Brandon Black, the tailback,
Brandon will also be back. Jason Manell, 245-pound junior.
Jim Ferguson, the big 6'4", 260-pound sophomore, will be back.
They lose a center and a guard. They lose Carlson and Dickerson from their line, so they got some big kids coming back. So it's going to be a big game for them. And also Mike Lay, their quarterback, will be back next year. So they're going to have a tough team.
All right. Once again, the final score here from Irv Goody Field in the Class 4A state semifinals. It's Louisville Trinity 14 and the Boone County Rebels nothing. For Jeff Bacoro, I'm Richard Skinner saying thanks for joining us, and so long, everybody.
Thank you.